Okay, we're here at Ghost Fist. Thanks for inviting us along, guys. And the thing I want to know is, how did you guys team up in the first place?
Well, we're at FIST LEE GAR at the time, and I think at that time COVID had hit. We'd been training earlier in the earlier 2000s together at Lee Gar and Anzac Ave, and then time took its place and we met back up again at Dominion Road at the Mother Gym, FIST LEE GAR. Started helping the fighters at the gym, started running classes, and then COVID hit. And at that point in time, this guy calls me and he's like, "Hey, we should try and start something for ourselves." I said, "Yeah, sweet." He said, "Don't tell anybody, we'll sort it out first." I call him back 5 minutes later. "Yep, I've spoken to Jerry." And yeah, he's keen. And that's pretty much how we started Ghost Fist. It was pretty much COVID had taken over, and though when COVID was around, everything was still unsure. One thing that was sure that was me and this guy had passion to do what we wanted to do. We spoke to Sifu and we went along running with it. We haven't looked back since and don't plan to.
And it's pretty sparse beginnings because you're trained in parks and all over the place.
Yeah, we started out in Nixon Park, a few parks actually. We didn't know at that point in time that you had to make appointments or time available to work out on a certain patch of grass. We got kicked out of a lot of places. Athletic commissions, soccer teams, touch teams. We just didn't realize those were going on at the time. We actually trained on a small strip of grass at one point. But like I said, we were passionate in what we were doing and we just kept looking forward, you know. We moved on to community halls. Our biggest enemy at the time was rain. So when it rained, we couldn't use any park. So we got into community halls, and a few weeks after we were going through this transition of fighting the weather, Kerry from Knoxpit reaches out and says he's got a little place for us to use, and we went in there and just started settling down to do our thing. It's quite a blessing having him reach out to us at that time, because things were real scarce at the time, you know. We were still battling COVID too, it was still around, and yeah, that's how we basically got to this point, you know.
When you were in the parks and that, you wouldn't have had much equipment or anything. It was just...
Well, we had, I think we had like 4 boxing mitts and 2 kickboxing pads. So a lot of imagination had to be used to make the workouts work. But that's a testament to Tate and the trainings that he put everyone through. And it just goes to show that if you're really passionate about something, doesn't matter what you have, you just make it up as you go, and yeah, somehow we got here.
Yeah.
The thing that's been impressed me a lot, and a lot of other people I bet, is the number of fighters you've been able to turn out in a short time.
Yeah, that comes down to them really, and believing in our vision. You know, like, it's hard to tell somebody a vision when you're in a park, or when you're getting kicked out of a sand dune place by a ranger, you know, and you're trying to convince them, nah, everything's gonna be all right. But when Kerry actually reached out to us, we were able to settle down and produce them and really knuckle down on what we had to do. The first 3.5 months of us being open, this in a park too, and settling down in Port Knox, we produced our first fighter, and he actually was trained by the students at the time who had 0 fights, you know, and it was just the hard work we put into them. The work ethics had to get across, team building had to get across, and those are all the small things that have to be done first. Setting a hard culture in there, letting them know not one person's bigger than the team. And he went out, our first fighter went out and fought for our first title. So first fighter, first title, one night on Sifu's show. From there, we produced 38 more fights. And we really started off from that lot, that core group that got him onto the big stage.
When we initially started Ghost Fist, we told Sifu and we told Lolo that we wanted to be a fight team. So it didn't matter that we didn't have any stars or anything. we just wanted people that wanted to fight, and we wanted to prove who we were. So that's the only way to prove it is get in the ring and start throwing hands.
And now's probably the time to talk about Sefu and Lolo, because I've been at Lolo's and you guys come down for training and things like that. So that must have been a big boost for you to have that support as well.
And having their support along the way. A small story, it was actually Lolo that helped us get the name Ghost FIST. He was the one that went and saw Sefu first for us. And then we had the meeting with Sefu. So it's been a massive blessing having Lolo support us the whole time. And every other Lee Gar gym that supported us too, South Auckland Lee Gar, all the way down in the South Island Lee Gar with Uncle Wayne and them. It's just been a blessing to have those guys let us do what we like to do. And that's one thing about Lolo is, if he knows you're passionate enough, he'll leave you to do what you're going to do. And then every now and then he'll give you guidance along the way. Shy people get nothing in this world, and if you're shy, you won't learn from him. But at the same time, he'll always be there to help you, you know.
And tell us a little bit about the premises you're in now. You've only been in for a couple of weeks or so, is it?
It's 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks. It's been well. We've been really busy with our students that we've brought on, and the new ones that have started from the area as well. Our team's done really well to make sure that they're all comfortable, especially the newer guys, because everyone knows they all once knew themselves. So we'll always have a new guy partnered up with a senior, just so they learn a bit more, you know. So seniors will jump into the fighters class and do their thing then, but it's all about giving back, and that's part of the system that Lolo taught us. It's all about making sure you can recycle the future, and you can't pick and choose who walks in that door. Your job's to help them.
I actually grew up in the area, down in Hendon Ave, so it's actually nice to come back to the area you grew up in and give back to the community itself. But it's had its growing pains, you know, like things that we didn't know we're figuring out, but it's been able to work because just from the park to where we are now, we just took a leap of faith. And whatever happened on the way, just happened on the way. And then we tried to make it work. So I'm sure there's going to be more headaches as business owners, but love it, you know, like wouldn't change it for anything.
It's not just a kickboxing gym, you do boxing as well.
Yeah.
So we're essentially just a striking gym. That's how we like to look at ourselves. You know, every now and then we'll bring in other gyms as well for sparring. So we'll bring in other boxers, other kickboxers, Muay Thai guys. We've even had some New Zealand and world Taekwondo champs come through. And our belief is to be master of striking, you have to understand all arts of striking. So it's been good. It's been a blessing to be able to work with everyone. But the only way for us to really establish ourselves as a gym is to go out there and fight. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about the fight team, because you said 38 fighters in the first year.
Yeah, it was 38 fights we had last year.
Headaches. Headaches, man.
Every one of our fighters are characters, you know, and you learn what makes them tick, you know, and I feel as though if you can bring, and I think that's your job as a trainer, is to bring the best out of them. So you got to really get to know them, you know, and a lot of them we found have come through this with like a lot of mental strain in life, you know, and that's part of our biggest rewards last year. It wasn't just the fighting, but helping them along the way in life in general, you know, all the struggles that people go through. Some aren't able to handle it well, or they're just looking for a place. You know, a lot of fighters that have joined have been a lot, you know, lost souls wanting to be part of something, and that's what we are. You know, you're part of this, and that's all that matters. And that actually bring the best out of most of them. They just wanted to fight. We also have helped and have had help along the way with South Auckland kickboxing team, Coach Polisi, Remuera Lee Gar. We've helped them heaps, and they've helped us with bringing their guys over here. So we're all about teaching each other to get to the top. You know, we're not after stars, we're after galaxies. Mm. Yeah, and that's how it goes with us. It goes with, if we can help get you there, that's our job to do that. If you want to go there, you can go there. But another thing that we've been taught along the way is we're not just teaching fighters, we're teaching them to be coaches too. You know, like, if you look at Lee Gar's history, from Sifu being down in a little Baptist church, to Lolo having Balmoral Lee Gar underneath the church, that church hall, it's all about giving back and providing. They were able to build not just the best fighters in the world, but the best coaches in the world too. And it's evident if you look at CKB, you know, and that's part of the Lee Gar ways, to make sure you teach and give back. It's not for you to take, it's for you to give.
Well, you're certainly doing that in a big way, and just talk about a little bit further down the track, what's the aspirations firstly for this year and the longer term?
So this year we want to double the amount of fights that we had last year. Obviously we'd like to hopefully produce more champs and everything, but just to be more active and also do the best that we can to represent the Lee Gar lineage. And then, you know, in a few years, maybe possibly open up something overseas, just have a franchise somewhere in the States. But that's, you know, that's too far. It's way further down. But for now, it's making sure that the boys turn up and we throw down where we need to throw down.
This is a lovely little gym in here. You've got everything you need. What's the response from the locals been like? And anybody watching this, how can they join up? How can they get in touch with you?
The response has been really good because we're right next to Anytime Fitness. So we get a lot of people that are interested in just, sorry, they're either interested in the fitness aspect, which we do teach, or the fighting aspect. So either way. But yeah, you know, if you're in the area, 945A New North Road in Mount Albert, come along. You know, you'll see one of us too. But more than anything, martial arts tends to be a lifelong journey. So, you know, whether it's only a couple of months you're with us, or you're with us for a couple of years, anything we can do to play a part in your journey, yeah, that's what we'd like to do.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for taking the time.
No, thank you
And,
for coming down.
No, it's been good, and that's what it's all about. You know, like people think they get the wrong impression of fighters a lot of the time, whereas it's a thinking thing and it's a giving, loving thing.
That's right. That's right.
Should we? When we started this, I wanted to create champions. But like Tate said, as we started helping other people, that was the biggest payback for us.
Yeah.
So being able to do that with so many different people, you know, makes you feel like you're doing something in life that matters. So,
yeah, brilliant.
That's been our biggest reward. Well, for me personally, that's been one of my biggest rewards this last year. It wasn't just the struggles of the park or trying to get this open. It was just helping my students be the best they could be. Inside the ring and outside the ring.
Yeah, it's brilliant, brilliant. Hey, it won't be the last time I come in. I hope I'll be invited back again.
Always welcome.
Cool,
Sweet. Thank you.
cool guys, excellent.
Thank you, brother.